H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is? It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show. Also, your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter. I just don't know where my name is on the on the screen. I'll figure it out later. Don't worry about it. I'm Robert Hatter. I mean, we'll get it right. We'll get it right. But hey, what's it? Happy Tuesday. Let me tell y'all something. Madonna, you need to get it together. Madonna, remember, you don't pay us to be on this show. So you need to get it together. Sometimes we just might not show up. Guess what? And guess what? It's okay. It's all right. you need to get yourself together. Because we did come on, we just came on late. And like we did again today. Let me tell you something. There's big things happening. If you understand anything, it's the magnitude of things that's happening right now. Jimmy having his big event. I'm up here covering this thing. Let me tell you something. Things just don't happen all the time. And I know you were just kidding, but I just want you to understand. So, it's it might be some times it might what they said. Station. We might be away for station identification. There's a lot of stuff going on. But let me share some things. Let me tell y'all something. Wait a minute. He said you saw me on the Channel 13 News. Oh, okay. Thank you. You saw me on Channel 13 News. Thank you, Dr. Newsom. I haven't seen it. I didn't know I was on the news. But it's so much stuff happening in the news today. But I want all y'all need to do right now, all your messy friends, this is the show for them. All the messy friends, y'all need to share this, because in a few minutes, we're bringing on the coach from Duncanville. All your messy-ass Dallas friends. So it's all of this. Let me tell you something. This is a great, great show to share today. David Peavy will be on the show today. I'm just letting you know. So it's about time for y'all to go. You know how y'all do. When somebody talking about somebody, how y'all text them and say, man, they talking about y'all on the Chop Shop. Man, they on here being talk. This is your time. I'm helping you out. And now we got a guy here talking about how about the Cowboys. Don't nobody care nothing about the Cowboys, but a few of y'all and Dale Griggs, I think, a couple of people. But it's like I say, it's Tuesday. I am on location with the TSU basketball team. They are going to play Corpus Christi, Texas A&M Corpus Christi today at 5:40 Houston time. We'll be calling the game, Chatterbox and I, on the KTSU app. So if you have a chance, you watch the game, you can listen to us, you can listen to them on the air. It's plenty. I saw Avery Johnson. I saw everybody. I mean, everybody covering these 2 games. And right behind us, Indiana, which is staying in our hotel also, is going to play Wyoming. So after that game. So yes, Duncanville will be in the building. So you might as well text all your Dallas people. Text all your, I'm just trying to tell you, y'all better share the show. I'm just letting you know what the team and the players getting on the team. How do you? Oh, okay. I got you. Thank you. Longhorn are the 6 seeds. How far do you think they'll go? I don't know. Let me tell you something. I'm glad you said something about that. The Longhorns coach did something. He threw his players on the bus. I don't like that. I know all y'all, don't talk about Coach Beard. Don't talk. Alfio, somebody go back, and I didn't tape it. I just saw it. He blamed the players. Penny Hardaway take up for the players, and y'all tear his head off along with them other people. Right? But Beard come on there and blame the players. Talking about they don't listen to what, I mean, they just playing the way they want to play. Did y'all hear that? Was it just me? That is Moody. When you got a coach like Penny that cusses people out for his players, but you got Chris Beard throwing his players under the bus, and I didn't hear a peep out of neither one of y'all. I didn't hear a peep out of nobody on this show, especially the troller. He know who he is. I ain't gonna call his name. I didn't hear peep out of nobody. I didn't hear peep out of Todd Bowley. I didn't hear that is Moody probably don't care. But it's unbelievable. Sharon Chapman, yes. He's assistant coach. Derek Lane, that's my nephew. Think about this, y'all. Somebody do me a favor. Just go back and look how he threw the players under the bus when they got beat. He didn't put his name out there. He put the players out there. Let me tell you something. I got a problem with that. I just got a problem with that. And I didn't hear a peep out of nobody on this show. But y'all always got to say something about other people. It's just making me think, y'all, man, some of y'all ain't acting right, man. Some of y'all ain't acting right. But guess what? Coach coming on in a minute. I can't understand why Jimmy ain't came on yet. Let me see. Has he tried to come on yet? Okay. I got to keep my. Y'all got to realize I'm working just with a laptop. I don't have my auxiliary screen today, so everything is just right here to me. Who else I got? What's up, Rick Brown? I didn't hear it. Let me go back and watch. Yes. After they got beat in the Big 12 championship, Beard threw talking about their players just don't listen. They just want to do what they wanted to do. They wanted to do. Wow. That's all I want to say. I'm out in Colorado. Herman Scott out in Colorado. Ooh, I like Colorado. I love Colorado. That's a fancy hope. Jacoby, yes. Jacoby, I'm going to call you off. And Jacoby, let me tell you something, man. I had something. I wanted to put your card up on the screen because I didn't get a chance to call you because it's been a whirlwind for me. And I just don't want you to think I just ignored your call. It's just been a whirlwind for me. And, but man, in the future, whenever you want me to, you got to call me more than once, man. I'm just going to tell you, when, you got input equal output. You just can't call one time. That's all on the coach. I got Penny's hand. Thank you. Coaching came up. Okay. Coach, I see you in the background. I'm waiting on Jimmy. He ain't, he just gonna get it. And but I got you in the green room. They gonna put on your makeup and everything in the green room, Coach. So you just sit there and I got you. I'm talking to the boom boom room. Rod Dixon said, that's all on Coach. He got out coached. Thank you, Rod. But Rod, did you see Chris Beard in the press conference? And I haven't, you know what? Chop shop, y'all. Y'all be letting people off the hook. Pam Hale is in the building. Memphis, Tennessee's finest is in the building. But y'all been letting people off the hook. Y'all called me talking about, well, Penny shouldn't have said that to the ref. He shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said that. But Chris Beard threw it. At least Penny was protecting his players. Chris Beard threw his players under the bus, and I didn't hear a peep out of nobody. Is y'all scared of Texas? They say don't mix with Texas. I'm just curious. Y'all just help me out so I can know how to handle these things in the future. What's up, Robert Rising? Jimmy, I hope Jimmy. Hey, Coach, why you on the, because I'm talking, Coach, could you text Jimmy and ask him when he coming on? Because I'm trying to do the show. Ask him when he coming. Text to Southern what? By 8 this afternoon. Let me tell you something. Y'all, if Texas Southern win this game, y'all just don't understand, man. I get a chance I saw Avery Johnson, Stephen Bardo, John, what is his name? Rothstein. I saw, because everybody come in and, they get their tidbits from the coaches. Y'all got to see the little cram sessions. The coaches come in and talk to all the reporters and talk to the guys just in an intimate setting. And Avery Johnson asking piercing questions to the coach from the coaches. It was me just sitting there watching it up close, seeing what goes on behind the scenes. Because I never got a chance to, I used to always, just be trying to figure my way. And you know what's so unique? And Coach, I know you're in the background. This is my first ever SWAC tournament because usually this time of year I was where the Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC. I was there because that's where most of the pros came from. So I was at those tournaments. So I was never at the SWAC tournament, but I am so glad I got a chance to meet the athletic directors, the presidents, and all the people in power. And guess who was not at the SWAC championships? Dr. Charles McClellan. You know why? He is on the committee at the Final Four. He's on the Final Four committee. So he was busy at the Final Four committee. So he could, I mean, not the Final Four, the NCAA, he was in that room picking all the teams. So he never goes to the SWAC championship because he got other duties. So Jimmy, let me try to find you and make sure you all right on the screen. You know, you have guests and you still, I mean, you know, I'm praying for you, Doc. I'm praying for you. Let me make sure I got you back there. Let me see where you at, Jimmy. I can't trying to fix you up. Then I can bring you in, Coach Jim Hicks. Let's see. See, can I fade him in? Okay. I guess he got some back there. You know what? Let me see. Let me hold on, Jimmy. Let me put you something back there. You like the palm trees, I think. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, you know I'm on Coach, I'm on a new device. I'm on a new device, so a lot of my settings are not. But let me bring Jimmy in right now, and then let me bring. I ain't gonna even wait around because he been waiting too long, waiting on your ass, Jimmy. I'm finna bring Coach Peavy in right now. Coach, happy. Hey, congratulations. You know,
appreciate it
for being a champ, man. So many times, Coach. I remember, Coach. I got to ask. I remember after you won two. Wait a minute, you won one. Then we had one that it was the COVID one. We had a COVID one. You said you ain't gonna count that one until you go and win this next one. Then you won that one, and now, Coach, what's going on, David Peavy? How you doing, man? Let me put your name in there. Let me put Jimmy's name in there. But hold up, I'm just trying to clean up the show, man, right now, But what's up, Coach? Hold up, Coach. Hold up before you say anything. Hold on.
What's going on, Coach? Coach, where your medal at? Coach, where your medal?
Hold on.
Addison, I can't say nothing yet, man.
Where you bling at, Coach? Where you bling at?
We ain't got it yet, man. We ain't got it yet.
Hold on, Coach.
Jim,
Hold on, Coach.
Jim.
I got something for you.
Oh, you got one? You got one?
Hey,
Coach.
Coach.
Look like, Coach.
Hey, Coach.
What's gonna look like, Coach?
Jim. He got so many, Jimmy. Jimmy, the man got so many. I mean, he had to have a brake truck to pull up in there to show y'all that.
You got to be something other to get to have one of these and had not even played. Yeah, that means you got to be something other.
You a bad man right there, Jim. You a bad man.
You're a bad man or a good thief. One. I don't know which one.
Either way, he got it. He got it.
What's going on, Coach?
What's up, man?
What a ride!
I'm trying to get some rest, man. But shoot, I got the team over now. They coming over for a little cookout, so we're gonna do that today and taking care of the chop shop, and I'll be on with Ani here right after this. And man, and then I got to fly out to San Diego to watch TCU. Man,
that's right.
Trying to get some rest, but it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Coach, what was this year reflecting back on this season?
Man, this one was the toughest. I mean, we by far we had the most talent. We had the best team, but the obstacles that we had to go through, the BS that we had to go through, the politics but man, I'm Jimmy, bro. We getting old, man. We getting old, and the older we get, man, the more we know what we're doing and why we're doing it. We learned a lot of lessons. These young men got to learn so much this year through all the other stuff other than basketball that I look at everything as a blessing, man. Because of everything happened this year, these kids got to grow up. They got to see what the real world is like before they get into it. You know, most of the time when kids are in high school and they playing for us, they're protected. You know, we try to tell them, like, hey, man, this is the best time of your life, because once you're done with us, then you got to go out into the real world, and then you got to see how things really work. Well, they got to see a lot of things that most kids don't get to see until they get out there in the real world. But it was, man, now that it's all over with, man, it's great. It's great.
Coach, I know you were broad in that statement, you know, but give me one particular, just give me one thing, because we got other young kids and other parents
Yeah.
out here. Give me one just thing that said, Robert, man, this is a lesson these kids and I learned as a grown-up. What
Man,
did
I
you do?
learned-
Give me one.
I-
Just give me one good
I
one.
learned, man. Okay, all right,
Mhm.
man. We all were raised by older men that look like us,
Mm.
and they tell us, man, you know, they gonna do this to you, man. They don't want to see you be successful, and if they get a chance, they're gonna do this. And I'm like, nah. At the end of the day, these grown folk, they're gonna do what's right by kids. They're gonna do what's right to, you know, if it's a kid involved, they're not gonna do that to a kid.
Mm.
Them same folks used to always tell us, man, and then a lot of them people gonna look like us. You know, the
Right.
ones that do it to you gonna look like you too.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we got into a situation, and everybody knows it now.
Yeah.
That Anthony Black, I've been with his mom for 4 years now,
Wow.
and I've been living in Coppell
Uh-huh.
for the last almost 3 years,
Uh-huh.
and then we decided. I mean, I've always wanted to live. When I first moved out here, I lived in our attendance zone in Duncanville.
Mhm.
Micah came here. I coached him here, and when I moved in with them, I've always wanted to move. I always liked living where I coach, in the community where I coach. Just
Absolutely.
means more. Means
Okay.
more. People need to see you. You know, I'm a leader in this community because I coach these young men,
Mhm.
and it's always better if I can live in this community. And as a family, we decided now was the time, and we moved. And as a coach, you know, when you have a player that leaves, you have to fill out paperwork.
Yes, sir.
And as a coach, you can fill out, okay, did the kid move for athletic reasons? All as a coach, all I got to do is check a box, and then I can step away. Now, the athlete that left, he has to take it now and prove that he didn't do what I said as a coach.
Mm.
That's not what it's supposed to be like in America.
Wow.
You know, if I accuse you of doing something wrong, then that person I accuse, supposedly they're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But in this process, now you got to prove that you didn't do what that man said you did.
Wow.
And then your judge and jury are the schools that you're getting ready to play against. So we moved to Duncanville.
Right.
The previous school said that I recruited my stepson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let it make sense.
Okay.
Let it make sense.
I can't, but keep going.
Hold on. You recruit the stepson or the mama?
Let it all make sense.
Come on.
Let it all make sense. Well, you know, it's not. Let it all make sense.
Okay.
And we're not, as Americans, we can't move where we want to move, even if it means I live 5 minutes from where I work. You know, like, come on, man. What are we talking about? So we moved, and then so we had to go sit before all the schools that we play against, Duncanville plays against, who
don't like y'all, but keep going.
All right.
Okay.
And they take what the other school presents, which I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. One thing was they showed a picture of my car and said, "This is the car that Anthony Black has been driving for the whole year going to Coppell. I'm like, hold on. So I gave him a car, which I did. I had 2 cars. He got his license, didn't have a car. We were tired of driving him to school. He has a license. Here, man, take this car. But they said that I let him drive a car to school for a whole year that he used to go to his previous school. And then they said that was, I coerced him. I gave him a car so he would come to play for me at Duncanville. A car that he never once drove to Duncanville, by the way.
Coach.
Yes, sir.
You being a father, a stepfather. No, forget it. Father, because I know that kid consider you a father. I know he do. And you just give your baby a car. And this system, y'all, man, I'm glad. See, I never heard that. To this day, I'm so glad you came on, child. That is asinine.
Yep. So that was one piece of evidence that they had.
Okay.
Another piece of evidence they had was they had one of my assistant coaches tweeting out good things about this kid. Say, hey man, he would have a good weekend at an AAU tournament. Way to go, kill it, AB. Yada 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 yada. So then, as evidence, we brought in hundreds of other tweets and texts that he put out about kids all over the DFW, all over Texas, congratulating them on good things that they did. That kids that didn't play for, kids that transferred out of Duncanville to other schools. We have texts of him, Terrio, congratulations. Chauncey, man, keep killing it out there, Chauncey. Man, congratulations on your offers. Yada. But that's what but that was enough for them to say, yep, move for athletic reasons. So they got to see, and I mean, to be honest with you, through all this, as naive as I was shocked that these people voted unanimously to keep this kid from playing. But then when we took it to the courts overturned. We presented 6 points to the judge. Our attorneys did, hoping to at least win one. All we had to do was win on one of the points, and he would be able to play. We presented 6 points. We won on all 6 points. Then they appealed. We won again. Then they took some to the Supreme Court, y'all. With everything that's going on in our country, everything that's going on in our state, you're gonna take stuff to the Supreme Court to try to keep a kid from playing basketball.
Coach, you said something key. 4 years ago, Anthony Black was how old?
When I met Anthony Black, it was the summer before his 9th grade year.
Hey, y'all, see, I want to paint this picture to y'all. He wasn't Anthony Black, this Anthony Black. No.
Anthony Black was an above average 8th grade basketball player.
Hallelujah.
That Jimmy Hicks didn't know anything about.
No,
none of the Buffs, the Paul Mirandas, and the people in Dallas didn't know much about. He never once played on a shoe team. Never once. Not one time did he play on a shoe team. But people around the state who want to muddy up the waters, want to say that I started dating this woman because I was trying to get this frail 8th grader that could barely touch the rim and hit a left hand layup, But it's been a journey, man. It's been just to hear the things I've heard this year and to read the things I've read this year. It's been and by a lot of the people look like us, y'all. A lot of people look like us, and a lot of them are in my profession.
Coach, you know what I'm so proud of? And I hope she around and hear this, because I know how a mother is about her son. she had to deal with this.
Yeah.
You know, you David Peavy, you can handle but a mama have to deal with this stuff about her baby. Let me tell you something. That's why I started following Anthony Black and her after that, and just trying to support them, because I just kind of felt if that was my son. And people look, so let me tell you something. You have some people that look like us, Robert Hatter, that support you. So guess what? We can't even worry about them clowns that don't support us. You got enough people that love you. I know that dude right there sitting in the middle of us. I know he swear by you. And so that's what I've learned, because Jimmy used to come on the show talking about, there's some people that be watching this show don't like your guts and my guts. I said, I don't care, because I got people that love the hell out of me. So you think I'm worried about y'all, you clowns? That's on y'all. Y'all bet it behooves you to hang out with a guy like me. Something might happen for you. Because guess what? People in my circle are winning.
Yeah.
People in your circle are winning.
Right.
So instead of the people in your perspective, you got to understand, man, let me tell you something. That's all people. But you got to realize the reason is you, because you're close proximity with our people. So yes, they gonna hate. Yes, they gonna be envious. There's a lot of guys, from what I hear, did not want you to have that job up there.
Yeah. I get that. I mean, that's one. Hatter, I had never been in Dallas, ever. Never thought I wanted to be in Dallas.
Wow.
You know, to Dallas people, I was a Houston cat.
Wow.
Well, people in Houston know that I'm a San Antonio cat.
Yeah. Right.
You know, so it's funny to me, because when I got to Houston, people didn't want me. You know, they didn't want me. So I don't trip about that. I don't trip about that. But what I tripped about was, man, I never thought adults would want to harm a child. And I saw that. I witnessed it, and I've been a part of it.
Right.
But man, but like I said, this year has been about blessings. I'm looking at all the blessings. I was blessed to watch this young man handle this way better than me and his mama did. Like, way better. He was able to, because of his circumstances, show others how you're supposed to handle when things ain't going your way. You know, just put your head down and keep grinding. And then I'm glad he was able to, you know, put it back, you know what, put it back in their face, you know, all the way around. You know, it came full circle. He got everything he deserved. And to me, so did everybody else, you know.
And Coach, I'm glad you, and Jimmy, I'm going to add, but I never forget when y'all came here, y'all were at the Houston Christian. When he came in, I walked in the lobby, he was in the line. I said, Anthony Black, you my favorite player. And I told the people in the line, whatever he wanted in this line, I got it. I said, oh, he should wait in the line. You know, because I knew what he was going to. I said, man, you are he probably don't know. He didn't know me from Adam's house cat. But I just said, dude, you my favorite player. And I'll never forget that, the smile that came on his face. It was like, whew, man, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that with you, Coach. I mean, thank you for everything that you do for these kids in the community. Thank you for what you're doing for Ashton Hardaway up there. I appreciate it. I mean, the tough love, the coaching, you know, coaching that he never got before. And I shout out to you. But Jimmy, I just want to let you know, I haven't called you and messed with you about it, but I just want to tell you thank you.
Man, I appreciate you, real talk. I really appreciate you and Jim, man, and all the good ones out there.
Jimmy, what you got? I know you got something.
Coach, now you mentioned earlier about this, you know, reflecting back on this past season and the trials and some of the tribulations you faced, of course, by the UIL and fellow members of the fellow coaching fraternity. the state tournament each year is it's the high school version of the Final Four. It's where pretty much most public school coaches congregate. They have meetings with the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches, and the referees have meetings, and different people moving and shaking, and people trying to get schedules together, and all that stuff goes on. What was the atmosphere? And I know you there normally, of course, teams are pretty much semi-sequestered because you're taking care of business. It's a business trip for most people that have earned the right to be there. But it's impossible to not run into several of those when you're exiting the bus, entering the building through the team entrance, and you see some of those coaches or some of those staffers in the hallway as you walk towards the locker room. What was that first encounter like? And in the moment of you seeing somebody that in your spirit didn't want you to be there, but you in their house.
Man, it was awkward. It was real awkward. There's some people in the UIL that I've had really good relationships with that I've had ill feelings towards this year. And when we first connected, it was really awkward, but it was interesting to hear their side. And I walked away feeling like, you know what? Just because you work for an organization or a company don't mean you believe in everything that they're doing. And that's how I felt. After talking to the people I talked to, they let me know without bashing or throwing their superiors under the bus.
Whistleblowing.
Without whistleblowing, they kind of let me know with a little wink, like, bro, we rooting for you and your son. And for this kid to win the MVP, I for one, I was doing an interview at the time it got announced. I was on the TV broadcast, and I saw that they gave it to him. I said, "What? There's no way." Somebody just got in trouble. Somebody just got in trouble. Whoever made that decision just got in trouble because that was not supposed to happen. I don't care if he had 100 points.
Wow.
That was not, I promise you, that was not supposed to happen.
What do you mean? Elaborate why saying it's not supposed to happen. What do you mean?
Come on, Jimmy, but go on, do it, Coach, anyway.
Well, for him to get the MVP of the state, come on, Jimmy.
Come on, man.
But normally at the state tournament, during the closing minutes of the game, just being a member of the media and in years past, and normally during the closing minutes, one of the UIL staffers will walk in about 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They'll walk by during press row, and they'll hand out the cards to say for you to write your MVP on, the members of the media. And then they'll come back and pick them up with about a minute to go normally. Right. And even if the game is a close game, they'll still do a walkthrough. You might tell them you're not ready yet or I ain't done it yet. They'll come back again. So they're supposed to tabulate those ballots from the different members of the working media. That's how it's been presented, like it's done. Now, whoever's the person that made it, like you said, whoever made the decision, may not necessarily have been the person that's in front, the executives, or the person that's that was on the other side of the gavel, may not been that close to the court or close to the decision making, or may thought that the other person got the memo saying, "Hey, look, don't get down like this." But great thing, Anthony Black, the young man wins a state championship with Duncanville, earns the MVP with and in that game, of course, the championship game is against McKinney, but the semifinal game felt like the championship game. in a sense, as far as the thrilling, the peaks and valleys that went into that game. Atascocita goes up on you guys 30-10. And the next thing you know, you see a couple of subs coming in. And tell us what's going on at that point on your bench when it's 30-10.
Man, it was okay. You know, what I was looking for on the court was I kept on seeing them. One, they were playing the pace we wanted them to. They were playing the pace we wanted them to. Now, everything was going in. We were making the mistakes we told our kids we could not make. But what I saw, like I had a couple of two of my assistant coaches, they were getting on me. Coach, call a timeout. Coach, call a timeout. And I said, no. One, if I had called a timeout, it would have gave them a chance to go celebrate. Two, it would have gave our kids a chance to come pout. Three, it would have gave them a chance to go catch their breath. All I wanted to do was wear them down, and stay close enough. And I started to see them wear down. I started to see them use a lot of energy. And I just kept on saying, one, we can't make the mistakes. We could. Okay, I'll give you our game plan. Our game plan was to make them shoot contested shots. And if I felt like they shoot the ball so well, but they just going to have to make a whole bunch of contested shots in the Alamo Dome. Two, they were going to have to make contested layups against our length. And I felt good about them wearing down. But what we were getting beat on was back cuts, and then we were having to help on back cuts, and we were leaving them open for three-pointers. So that there was not in our game plan, to give them open three-pointers and to give up layups. So I felt like, okay, let's fix this. They're wearing down. We'll be okay.
That's and so right before the half, you guys you cut that lead down almost pretty much in half almost. You go into the locker room, and what do you tell them in the locker room to keep them? Because
we got in there. We were down 13, and I just said, "All right, I hate that we keep doing this to ourselves, because it was like we've done this before. Why do we have to make it so hard? We had a scouting report." And I got on the guys that missed their assignments. What are you doing getting back cut? My bad, coach. My bad, coach. I said, all right. Other than that, we're good. We're good. Let's calm down. Let's chill. We're good. I don't want to sound arrogant about it, but I had no doubt that we were going to come back and win. Now, did I think it was going to look like it looked, and we were going to hold them to 4 points in the second half? No. But did I think we would chip away, and figure out how to get out of there with a 2 or 3 point win? Yeah, I did. I felt like, we excuse me, that they were wearing down, and the pressure that we were going to put on them, that we were going to get it done. And then right as we're walking out of halftime, Davion Sykes, my senior that's going to Texas State, he said, hey, coach, let's keep doing what we're doing. And as far as going offense and defense substitutions. And we did that in the second half out of necessity. Ron Holland got 2 fouls. We had a couple guys that were having a hard time staying in front of them guys. So we were making subs, offense to defense, any chance we got. And then that's how we cut that lead. And then I felt like we got some momentum and we were wearing them down. And I said, all right, we'll look at it. And that's exactly what we did the whole second half, and it worked.
So, Coach, I saw somebody tweet that about the young man, one of your players. See, Coach, that tells me something about your team. your team is coached by your players a little bit. When a player can come in and that tune, coach, let's keep this thing working. This works. We got more people involved. We got everybody involved. And coach, I mean, that had to make you feel like, wow, they getting it.
I mean, that is part of our culture. Now, not anybody can come and tell me that. You have to earn the right. Yeah. No, you got to earn the right to make suggestions.
Right.
You know, I gotta trust you. You gotta show us that you are willing to do some things that others aren't. And Sykes is a senior. He's made it all the way through our program. He knows what it is and what we have to do. And you know, Sykes, it comes down to our seniors. I always tell them, this is your team. This is my program. Okay. Seniors, this is your team. And I give them opportunities first. Y'all can lead or I can lead. You don't want me to lead. Okay. It behooves you to be the leader. But you got to earn the right. And one, you can't lead if they won't follow. So you have to lead in a way that these guys respect you enough, and they're not going to respect you unless you put in the work. You walk the walk, not just talk the talk. And Sykes has done all of that. So when he said it, and then here's another thing, Hatter, I don't make subs. Wow. So, man, I'm getting texts and people are going crazy. Coach Peavy, man, what you did, going offense and defense, da-da-da-da-da. I said, man, I didn't put not one kid in the game. Not one. I coach the kids that are in the game. Now, that's a lot of trust that we have. Now, we have a lot of coaches meetings, and we all get on the same page. And now, you know, it's not like my assistants are out there doing things that I don't want them to do.
Right.
But I trust that them dudes, I got all them eyes on the bench. It's not just me. I'm out there working the referees, trying to motivate kids that are on the court, trying to, you know, Hatter, man, once you get to that game, man, you not them kids, if they don't know what to do by then you're not winning that game. You're not winning that game. So I'm just out there, man, just trying to talk them through little situations that are on the court and talk to the officials and help them see what they need to be seeing. That's it.
Coach, Jimmy, I had to share this one. You know, I'm calling the TSU game, so you know I'm watching y'all game. I'm watching y'all game at the same time. I mean, but now that next night, Coach, I had to turn that game out. Y'all whooped them people like they stole something from Macy's. I had to turn that game out at that championship game. What the hell happened the next night?
I'm like, man, McKinney's really good, though. McKinney's really, really good.
I heard they was good. But
nah, I'm telling you, I watched McKinney all year. When I saw them early, I told everybody, if we do what we're supposed to do, we're playing McKinney in the state championship.
Okay.
It wasn't Richardson. No disrespect to Richardson.
Right.
It wasn't any. It was they were built to play in the state championship game. Now they had some injuries this year. Their second and third best players got hurt, and they were out for like a month at the same time. So that's when they took all their losses.
Okay.
And then, but by them being out, it allowed some of their other guys. It allowed them to get a little bit deeper into their bench. So when they brought them dudes back, and once they got rolling, I wasn't shocked at all. When they beat Richardson and when they got to the state championship, I wasn't shocked at all. But, you know, when it comes down to it, Hatter and Jimmy knows, man, it's about matchups. And
good point.
And the credit for Dave Martinez, you know, I've heard so many people, you know, bashing Dave Martinez about, man, he got out coached. Look here, man. Dave Martinez has an unbelievable team. Dave Martinez is an unbelievable coach. Dave Martinez put put the game plan that you had to put together to do what he did. And then we got some really good, we got good players, you know, real good players.
Yes.
I don't know if he has a Division I player on that team.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
And I mean, look, what we do, man, look, I'm not going to discredit myself or my coaching staff.
Right.
We coach. We really coach.
Okay.
We really develop these kids. But I didn't make none of these dudes 6'7". Not one of them. I didn't make not one of these dudes 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 6'10". I didn't do that to none of them. And then my guys play really, really, really hard. They play real hard. So when you got all that size, they play real hard. They're Division I players. They're bigger, they're stronger. We're supposed to win that game, Hatter. We're supposed to win that game.
Gotcha.
So, so that to see the stuff that I read about people saying, I can't believe he held the ball. Was he supposed to get up and down? Like, we're the best transition team in the country. Like, was he supposed to let us get up and down? Like, no.
Absolutely.
So, and then they see what we did to Richardson. Man, Richardson is really, really good. Really good.
I heard that.
Yeah, no.
But, Coach, I turned it off, Coach. I'm just telling you, I had to turn it off now. Jimmy, come on, Jimmy. I couldn't watch
that.
They made it interesting
in the third quarter.
Huh? What?
They made it real. They beat us by 10 in the third quarter. We were up 25. We start the fourth quarter up 15, which, having a 15-point lead going into the fourth quarter, you're supposed to win. But they're really good, man. Okay. Really good. They got a certified dude.
Okay.
A certified dude. Okay. They got good size. They're athletic enough. They got some college Division I players. We just had more. We had more. Yeah. And that's just, just because you have more don't mean you're gonna win, but you're supposed to. You should. Okay.
What you got, Jimmy?
I was just thinking of McKinney. In the semifinal game, they played Austin Westlake. And Heather, I don't know if you are familiar, watched that game or heard about what happened, the ending of that game contributed to the historic proportions of this particular state tournament.
What?
Austin Westlake was ahead with less than 2 seconds to go in the game. The ball is going to be an inbound, a dead ball. They're going to inbound in half court, near half court. They're making a substitution into the game, I guess, to get a rim protector in there or a rebounder. Guy comes into the game, pulls off his shooting shirt, enters the game. And I hate to have been that particular bookkeeper of the game, because guess what happened? Tell them what happened, Coach.
That kid name wasn't in the book?
No, this what happened. This what happened earlier this week. Earlier in the week, while doing laundry, the kid's normal jersey got ruined in the dryer.
Okay.
He was given a new jersey, a new number. Well, our rosters had to be submitted the Sunday before the state tournament.
Right.
So they take your roster and they put it in their official book. And I guess they didn't make that correction. And
how could you have a major correction, Coach?
You got to do it supposedly 10 minutes before the game.
Okay.
10 minutes, about 10 minutes before the game.
Okay.
The book is not supposed to be official until coaches sign for it.
Okay.
Usually when they come bring you the book, man, it's just an automatic. You just sign. Yeah. But a lot of times when you talk about the tournament, man, they don't even come. They don't even do that. I know this. When we were in Utah this year, I never signed a book and got a technical foul because of the same type of issue. We had a number change. Our bookkeeper, nobody told her, and it happens. You just hate to see it happen when it happened. And, this kid, man, he's going in there to try to help his team win, advance. He hadn't been in the game yet. So his first time getting into the game, boom, technical foul. And they were up one or up two. Well, I know whatever it was, McKinney went in there and tied the game, took it to overtime.
Somebody just they
were up one. He split the free throw.
Oh,
right. He hit one, missed one. And remember, it's a technical mean 2 shots and the ball. So they tied it up with a chance to win, but they ended up going in overtime. I think it might have been a couple overtimes.
Double overtime. Went to double overtime.
And that was a game, of course, man, Austin Westlake, you talking about a bitter pill to swallow, and that definitely.
Man, I'm sitting there, don't know the kid, and my heart is hurting for the kid right now. I didn't even know nothing about that one. All I was worried about was what Duncanville was doing, what Beaumont United was doing. That's all I was worried about, y'all. I'm sorry, but Coach, somebody asked a question. Melvin Doozy said, ask Coach, who is responsible for making sure that your books are right? Did he triple check the books before your game? Did you triple check it before the game?
I have Miss Becky.
Miss Becky.
Miss Becky has been a part of the Duncanville boys basketball program for, I want to say, like 35 years.
Wow.
She has been a part of every state championship that Duncanville has. She was with Phil McNeely back in the day, and she's been through every coach. So when I walked in the door, they didn't even ask me. Miss Becky called me and said, "Oh, by the way, Coach, we haven't met yet, but I'm your bookkeeper." And that's not going to change. That's not going to change. So Miss Becky is unbelievable. When they come and bring me the book, I look at her. I say, "Have you seen this?" She said, "Yes." Then I sign it.
Trust.
See, really?
I'm watching your trust in your players, in your coaching staff. Now you trust Miss Becky. So, Coach, a lot of this culture is about trust.
Man, it's about giving people jobs. Mm-hmm. And once they prove they can do their job, you let them do their job. And it's about accountability all over the place.
I got one on the screen for you. He said, "What's up, Coach Peavy? Thanks for the kind words you gave my son after we played you guys in the regionals. Meant a lot to him. You are a class act. Congratulations on winning the state. My son is number 12 on Cy Ranch's team."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, Cy Ranch has some dudes, man. They had some dogs. They had some dogs. I mean, I just appreciate, man, kids that put – I love passion. I love passion. When people are passionate about what they do, can do nothing but respect them.
Jimbo?
Now this season, last week on the Chop Shop, I mentioned the pros and cons, the ifs and buts, the ifs and thens as well of what could happen going into this particular state championship because of all the various storylines that were coming and the things that were at stake. Duncanville had to win in the four, going with the de facto 4-peat. You have Beaumont United with the back-to-back, and remember, Beaumont United emerges out of 5A. So this is their swan song in 5A because they advance up to 6A classification next season. Also, Dallas Kimball, the heart-grabbing story, Big E, Irvin Davis, just a key fixture in the community with his years of dedicated service of providing grassroots and geographical opportunities for those young people, primarily in the Oak Cliff area. He passed away this past August, and just so many storylines. But I said also that whoever won, there's going to be at least 2 to 3 would have the opportunity for a Netflix documentary. Had Dallas Kimball won, that would have been one hell of a Netflix show had they had footage. But you had your own camera person the entire season with hours and hours of footage from Duncanville High School. Tell us how that transpired. And the young lady, she's she's part of basketball royalty.
No question.
Right? So tell us about her.
Brittany Graham is elite. She's a special lady. Britt is the daughter of Paul Graham. Paul Graham is a legend, and I consider him to be one of my mentors. And I've only known him. The first time I ever met Paul Graham is when he beat me when I was at Decaney at regionals. Mm-hmm. He was at Skyline and had a team. And we beat me in a close one and ended up losing in the state championship that year. And ever since then, he's been a mentor of mine. But what's crazy, Britt, his daughter, started working with us before I even knew that was his daughter.
Oh, really?
So Britt came from doing what she does for us. She was doing this for the women's program at Alabama. Mm-hmm. Didn't work out. It was not a good situation for her. So she came back home, moved in with her mom and dad, and just started going to these little events, these tournaments and stuff, and just brought her camera and just started posting stuff. And she had a bunch of stuff from some of our kids, and we're like, this is some really good stuff. We appreciated her. We were reposting and all that other good stuff. So she started coming and following us a little bit, and we linked up. We linked up and decided, like, she asked if she could be exclusive with us, and we, of course, jumped on it. So she's been with us for 2.5 years. And man, the stuff she puts out is documentary quality stuff, and she's got enough to really make a movie. So I'm curious to see what she puts together this year, because last year she was putting together like 15-minute pieces, 30-minute pieces, and then at the end, after all of it was over with, she still had an hour-long finale. This year, she's just been putting out 2 minutes here, 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, and she said she's gonna save the real one for after the season. So I'm really looking forward to what that's gonna look like.
Coach, I got an email on March the 14th saying, Robert Hatter, Jim Hicks, Brittany Graham, she's a content creator for Duncanville boys basketball team. You need to look into her, having her on Women Rock Wednesday. I don't know Brittany. Now that I know that you know her, but and now that you telling this story, because I don't keep up with social media as much, but from just me hearing your story, she rocks. So she is a candidate for Women Rock Wednesday, Coach. And if you ever get a chance, when you get a chance to talk to her, let me know. But I did find one unique thing that somebody sent to me about her after I got this email. Y'all were doing the game outfits thing like they do on the NBA, like the game day fits. Yeah. They sent me that. I said, okay. Now she got me with that one, and I'm glad. I didn't know that you were going to talk about her today, but yes, Coach, she's a viable candidate for Women Rock. You tell her after that game fit thing, it was so. I mean, all she did is said, okay, they do it at the big level. I got high level dudes. I'm gonna walk. Hey, high schools. When you walk in there, Coach, and I don't know how y'all did it up there, Coach, but I saw the guys walking in with their outfits on before the game, and she took a picture of them. I thought so. Tell her she got me right there. She got me right there.
I mean, go try to find her stuff on YouTube. She's got her own channel.
Okay,
man, she is what she's doing. She has built our platform. She's built our brand, and she is doing it for each individual. So these guys are going to walk in the door wherever they go when it's time. Like Hatter, there's real money out there now.
Yes, sir.
For these kids. Mm-hmm. So they're going to walk in with a huge following wherever they go, and their brands have already been built. The foundation is already there, to where now they're going to have access to way more NIL money, Just I mean, and she's big sis. She's big sis to all our guys.
Okay. Okay.
She's like to the coaching staff, especially myself, the old cat on staff. She's like my niece
Right.
because like I said, me and her pops are so cool.
That's right.
That I feel obligated, man. Like I treat her like she's mine, but
Okay.
you know, I love her to death, and she
Right.
is elite at what
Okay.
she does.
Okay.
Elite.
Well, tell her the Chop Shop gave her a shout out today.
Will do.
You,
Will do.
Brittany Graham,
Yep.
you rock.
I think her YouTube is It's by Brit. It's by Brit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know I'm going to it. Go on, Jimmy. Let me go check Brit out, Jimmy.
And speaking, of course, I mean, you mentioned your coaching staff earlier, Coach Ford and Coach Thomas and Coach Moore and all the rest, all those guys, man. The energy that they just exhume into those players. And I'm watching. I always pay attention to assistant coaches, because that's how when I came into the business and I gave, my thing was I didn't, Rick Barnes wasn't going to answer my phone call. So I made sure I befriended the Rodney Terrys and the Frank Hates, who was the third and fourth assistants and the Coach Lanier at the time back when I started in the business. So you watch the assistant, because today's assistant is tomorrow's head coach. Who are some of your former assistant coaches that have gone and become head coaches in high school basketball? And who's up next on this staff?
My former coaches, I hope I don't forget too many. Andrew Brewer, he's the head coach at Alamo Heights, San Antonio.
Where was he your assistant at? Where was he your assistant?
He was my assistant at Hightower.
Okay.
My assistant at Hightower. Terrence Plowden was my assistant at Hightower.
Coach Plowden, yeah.
Yep. CT, who's on my staff now, he was my assistant at Aikens. Then he went on to be a head coach for 7 years, and I brought him back this year, luckily. Of course, the Houston cast know Kevin Woods.
Yes.
Woods was my assistant at Decaney. Then he went on to Summer Creek, North Forest, then Summer Creek.
Right.
Then he came with me to Duncanville, and now he last year was his last year with us. Corey Johnson was on my staff here at Duncanville for the first 2 years, and now he's the head coach at Woodrow Wilson, doing great things here at Woodrow. Goodness. No, I got some more out there, but next up, of course, I mean, Coach Ford turned down some jobs last year. He was offered the Skyline job. But at the time, just CJ didn't want to go. His son didn't want to go. He wanted to finish at Duncanville.
Right.
Unfortunately, CJ didn't get to finish his senior year. He hurt his knee early on in the season.
Yeah, man.
But Coach Ford, he can have a job whenever he wants a job. He's the hot guy. He's the hot guy right now.
Yeah, indeed.
Chris Thomas, if he ever wanted to get back in, it would not be hard at all for him to get back in as a head coach. He's got a great resume as a head coach, but man, I hope he don't go anywhere. Ford is gonna have to go here pretty soon.
Right.
You just can't keep missing opportunities because you just never know. I don't want to lose them. Don't get me wrong, but that's what you're here for. You're here as doing what we're doing, so you get those opportunities to one day come back to a job like a Duncanville. If I never would have left Alamo Heights when I left Alamo Heights as an assistant to take a Gonzalez, I never would have got a Hightower. And if I wasn't at Hightower, I'm never at Duncanville right now. So you just got to do that. And then really all my guys are in line. Daniel Moore, he's from Alabama. He's had job opportunities, got offers from going back to Alabama. He doesn't think he wants to go back to Alabama, but he might venture out and look at some things this year. And Jay Cosme is probably a couple years away. He's a couple years away. He's a worker, man. Golly. He's the guy, Jimmy and Hatter, that, man, it'll be 1 o'clock in the morning. I wake up and I'm like, oh, shoot, I missed it. I got a deadline at 7 a.m. I can hit him and say, hey, man, I forgot. Coach, I'm on it. And, 45 minutes later, it would have took me about 3 or 4 hours. 45 minutes later, it's like, Coach, it's in. We're good. Good night. He's that dude. And then I got Charles Hill. And Charles Hill is our skill development guy. And people don't realize how big of a player he is in this, man. It's almost disrespectful. Some of the things that people say about, well, they supposed to win. Look at all that talent they have. Well, Jimmy, did you ever hear of Davion Sykes a couple years ago? Ron Holland today is not Ron Holland that we got a couple years ago.
Absolutely.
Cameron Barnes. People talk about, Cameron Barnes was a bust. Just wait. And I keep telling, just wait.
Just wait.
CJ Ford. All these guys did not come in the door as Division I athletes. And now they all leaving here as Division I. Okay, Zerg Phelps was Mr. Basketball last year, the state of Texas. When he first came to Duncanville, people around here were, man, that kid can't play. I was like, watch. So, man, this kid is going to be special. And then he walked out the door, a special kid. Wait till people going to talk about his little brother, Evan Phelps. He played big minute. He was one of them dudes that came off our bench this year and can really defend, and can get downhill. So our skill development, man, we develop these kids. We develop them. Like I said, I can't do nothing about getting them to be 6'7" and 6'7" to 6'11. I can't do nothing about that. But what we do every day, the grind we put in, the teaching that we do, Jimmy, you were at the games. How many plays did we call? We don't call a lot of plays, man. We teach these kids how to play. We teach spacing. We teach reads. We teach them how, when this happens, look for this. We don't not do this. Look for this. These are your options. And man, we might have called 2 plays all weekend. Might have called 2 plays all weekend. We teach how to play. We skill develop, and then once we skill develop, we allow you to do what you're good at. Ashton Hardaway, Ashton Hardaway.
Yes.
Not just skill development, but strength and conditioning. Look at our guys and what the things we do in the weight room. We talk to our guys about nutrition and we lift, and then we eat, and then we go to practice. So our guys, they get the benefits from our weight room. So it's just
describe that weight room, Coach. This weight room is something that wasn't always a fixture in Duncanville basketball. This is not the weight room that the football players use. You guys have your own real estate. Describe that.
Man, well, one, we have probably 6 weight rooms on campus, and we share our weight room with girls basketball. But it was 2 summers ago, COVID summer, when everything was opening back up. I ran into a man. I used to coach in Austin. I coached at Aikens High School in Austin, and I used to coach against his son who went to Westlake. He runs an organization. He runs a summer organization and does a lot for young men. I never knew the man had money. I didn't. So I'm talking to him, and he said, Coach, man, if there's anything you ever need, let me know. I said, all right, man, I'll be calling you. And then he came and sat with me, and he said, man, what do you need? I said, man, I'm really trying to put this weight room together. And he said, well, how much is it going to be? I said, probably about $70,000. And he said, okay, Well, I'll give you half and you raise half. I said, whoa, okay. So then he called me that next morning and the next Monday, and he said, Coach, well, I'm gonna give you 35. How are you gonna come up with your 35? And I said, you know what, man? You give me 35, I'll figure it out. Like I'm gonna figure it out. But just so you know, we didn't go. We got called home on our way to state tournament. Last time we went to the state tournament, they sent us a check for about $7,000 or $8,000. We didn't get to do Gassos. Gassos at Duncanville, we make about $15,000 in the summer off the concession stand. We didn't get to do that, so I'm like, but I'll figure it out. So then he called me the next day. He said, you know what? I'll pay for all of it. And then whatever you raise this year, just go ahead and send it to me so I can give it to somebody else. So I had to talk with my superintendent about, the all the ins and outs. And we can't raise money and give it to somebody, but what we can do is raise money and donate to a charity. So after talking with him, he had a son that's a cancer survivor. So we agreed to raise money and then donate all the money raised, and we donated it to the Ronald McDonald House.
Wow.
And he cut me a check for $75,000 for our weight room. And our weight room for a high school basketball program is as good as you go. I mean, we were calling colleges and looking at their weight rooms, basketball programs, and trying to get as close as we could with the resources that we had. And for 75, we put something real special together. And our kids, man, we go 4 days a week in the weight room all season long. And our theory and our philosophies are different. Most programs, they try to maintain. They try to get real strong in the fall, and then during the season, they try to maintain their strength as best as possible. Mm-hmm. We continue to keep getting stronger. We want to keep getting stronger all year, and our kids look different. Our kids got a different type of pop. Our kids, their stamina is a little bit different. We can really sit down in the defensive position and really lock up and move even with these big giants that we have. We feel like we were doing some things the right way.
I got one for you, Coach. It was back up a few, and I hope the person is still on the feed. They asked a great question. They said, would you plan on, if the right college come calling, would you go?
He done been there, done that before now.
I know. Yeah, notice I said the right college.
Yeah. Like, this was crazy, man. My superintendent is the best. He's the best.
He's a TSU Tiger. That's why.
He's a TSU Tiger. Played football at TSU. And he has talked to me, man, and he has said, Coach, man, if the right one comes, I don't ever want to lose you, but if the right one comes, you gotta go. You got to. And I'm like I said, man, I'm almost 50 years old. I've been doing this a long time, and I'm getting up to the age of I got to start considering my retirement. And the money that they make at the right job, like you said, the right jobs, they paying these people. I like what I make. I love my job, love it. I've got the best high school basketball job in the country. I'll put my job up against anybody's job. But then it's like, okay, it's going to get to a point in a good friend of mine, and y'all know him, Lupe. Lupe, who has a business mind, mm-hmm. he hit me up last year, the year before that, and he said, okay, man, what's your next move? And I said, man, what are you talking about? My next move? Man, I got the best job in the world. And he said, today? He said, you got the best job in the world today. He said, but just so you know, everything has a shelf life. Everything has a shelf life. So, I love what I do, and I feel like I could keep on doing some really good things here for a long time. And if that's how it shakes out, cool. Would I consider moving back to the college ranks for the right job? Yeah. Do I want to go to Alaska? Do I want to go to North Dakota? I'm probably good.
Right.
I'm probably
Absolutely.
good where I'm at. But if name some of them, shoot.
Wait a
Name
minute, LSU got to open it right now. What if they called you?
Who?
LSU.
I mean, then I'm very realistic too.
I'm gone. I'm going with you.
No. Hold on. If LSU called me to be their head coach,
yes.
One, that's not happening. That's not happening. That's not how this business works, Hatter.
I know it. I'm messing with you.
Hey, like we always say, there's levels to this.
But hold on. No. I know it's levels to it, but guess what? It's just basketball.
Now, do I think I could coach there? No question.
Penny did it.
Okay, you're not listening. You're not listening.
Come on, man. Okay,
One, my name is David Peavy, not Penny Hardaway.
Hold up. 4-time state champion David Peavy, mind you.
Look, I'm not discrediting myself at all. Okay. I just understand how things work.
I know. I'm messing.
High school coaches don't go from winning 4 state championships at Duncanville to LSU. Okay. Now, are there other really good jobs that I would consider as the head coach? For sure.
Okay.
Are there some really good programs, Power Fives, that I would consider going as an assistant for the right man?
I got you.
For the right man.
I got you.
Like, I'm not, if I work for somebody else, I got to really respect them. They got to be able to coach because not everybody can coach.
Hello. Preach.
Not everybody can coach. And they got to treat people right. I'm not at this stage in my life at the job that I have and the way that I'm treated where I'm at. I'm not going to just be the black guy. And people in the business know what that means. I'm not just coming in here because I'm coming to give you players, which I know that's part of it. As an assistant, as a head coach, you got to go get players. You don't win without good players. Yes, but if that's all, is that all you see me as, and that's where my value is? If you don't see me as a coach, then I'm not interested. I want to be able to coach. I want to bring value to a staff and in their program, coaching wise, and the ability to go get. I mean, I've got great relationships around the country because I've been doing this a long time, and I would like to think that I've done it the right way and I've treated people the right way. So, but to answer your question, would I consider? Yeah, I would consider.
Coach, sure. That's a loaded question, Coach. Because, just in case, my alma mater, what if Penny was to call you? And because I know y'all got a nice dynamic going on. And I wouldn't mind seeing you in some of that Memphis gear. I'm just telling you, we might not be a Power 5, but they in that city, we travel, we eat, and we do everything else like Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? So, would you consider?
Boy, you know what?
This the chop shop, Coach.
Hey, man, look, man.
Man, I'm trying to get my school. I'm trying to get my school to quality coach. What are you talking about?
You trying to stop it.
I'm stealing.
You trying to get Anthony Black. That's what you trying to get.
I forgot. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about. Hold up. I promise you I forgot about Anthony Black. But hold on, Jimmy. I promise you.
Jimmy, that's just what happened, man.
That did not cross
I thought you were being genuine, man.
No, you just walked down 125th Street, New York, in Harlem. You just ran into Hatter on 125th Street, New York.
Coach.
And he had some Gucci bags.
Coach.
And he just sold them. He went in your pocket, almost bought.
Coach, I did not think about it, Coach. I promise you. Oh, hell yeah, Coach, I need you to consider that.
This the face I'm going to give him.
Oh man,
Jimmy, I promise you, man, you got me that time. Because I was just thinking about Coach. I know the dynamic. Me and Coach has shared some things about when him and Penny had talked, because Penny was recruiting his son. So I was thinking about that dynamic. I forgot. Hey, B, that's a whole nother can of worms. Oh my goodness. Yes, Lord. Please make it happen. But now,
Coach Peter.
hey,
Coach
back,
Peter,
hold up. Back to regular scheduled programming, because you took me off. You took me
Hey
off.
man, y'all know this, man. Y'all getting me in trouble. I'm supposed to be on with Ani right now.
Tell we don't let you go to get Ani, man. That Ani, my guy, man. We gotta
Ani got away.
Tell Ani we chopping it up so good right now, man. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna let you get to Ani in just a second. But coach, we got to ask you. Anthony Black is unsigned. He's a McDonald's All-American. You're going to be in Chicago in a couple of weeks. And that's going to be another experience. What's the timetable on him making a decision? Is it going to the professional?
He's supposed to be announcing at McDonald's. That's the plan. They got something set up where he's going to make his announcement at McDonald's.
At McDonald's. Okay.
Hey, Coach. Coach, hold up. Let me raise this all the way up, because people asking me what the hell I'm doing with an Under Armour shirt. I got a Texas Southern shirt. I'm on Texas Southern business this weekend. So right. I just want to let y'all know that. Usually I would have on my Nike stuff, but I'm on Texas Southern business this weekend.
Man, Hatter, I'm a little torn. I'm torn.
Corpus Christi?
I'm a fan of Texas Southern, but my guy, Steve Lutz, is over at Corpus Christi, and my nephew, Jalen Jackson. Good man, son.
Yeah.
I've been watching film on his little butt.
Yeah, man. He's a little water bug.
Yeah.
But man, Steve Lutz has come in there, and boy.
Yeah.
He's done what I thought he could do. I just didn't know he could do it this quickly.
And what? Yes.
Yeah.
They didn't win but 5 games last year, Coach.
Yeah.
And they dancing.
So I mean, Corpus might be looking for a new coach.
Yeah.
Corpus might be looking. They might be looking for a new
coach. Guess what? TSU might be looking for a new coach.
Hey, Johnny been doing it like
that, huh? Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, they've been kicked 4 out of the past 5 years or something like that.
And you know what, man? Johnny has coached at at different levels, and with these jobs open up,
y'all leave Johnny alone. Leave Johnny alone right now. Johnny.
So then they gonna have to pay Johnny.
Well, they already pay him at TSU.
If some of their alumni, I ain't gonna call their name. Go.
So he don't want no more.
Hey, go in there right pocket. Hey, Coach.
Okay.
Coach, if some of their alumni, Coach Peavy, if some of their alumni go in one of their right pockets or dig up some of that money he got in the backyard, maybe we can keep Johnny. But I ain't gonna call their name, but their name start with Jimmy Hicks. Huh?
I can't become a booster.
Yes, you can.
I won't become a booster.
Yes, you can. Guess what?
I gotta get it like that.
They're gonna change the rule. But Steve Lutz, I saw Lutz yesterday. When I walked in the gym, he said, "Hello." I said, "Oh yeah." So we talked for a minute, and but he don't know. I want him to go down today, boy.
I mean, hey, only one of them can win.
Yeah, only one can win.
That's going to be a great game, of course, today. But I wanted to back up on something you mentioned a while ago for a lot of the coaches who are watching the Chop Shop. I want to ask you guys right now, if you haven't done so, share the show right now. Hit the share button, share it, whichever platform you're watching us on, whether it be YouTube. Give us a share, give us a thumbs up. If you're on the Facebook feed, you can share it as well to your pages, to your groups. Let this conversation have footprints throughout the World Wide Web. Now, Coach, you mentioned something very important, and I'm going to ask you in the twofold. You mentioned about college coaching, being a high school coach for those aspiring for the college coaching ranks, and you mentioned for the right, you would go and do it for the right coach. A lot of people may not have known, after you were at Hightower High School, and that was a connection, of course, to Louisiana, because after Hurricane Katrina, you inherited DJ Augustine,
That's right.
who's a McDonald's All-American. So this McDonald's experience, you're not new to it, so to speak. You had a McDonald's All-American with DJ Augustine, and you went and took a college job right afterwards. Went to Stephen F. Austin. What was the reason? Was that the reason that you left at first, because you had it in your system and you wanted to be a college coach, and the opportunity came, you bid on it, then you stayed there a little while and realized, you know what, this ain't for me at all. So what advice do you have for the coaches that are out there watching who wants to be a college coach, that are having high school success, and what can prevent them from falling into a so-called trap, a quicksand trap?
Okay, let me back up. When I took the job at SFA, Coach Casper, who I went and worked for, had asked me to come be his assistant several years before that. And I wasn't interested, was not interested. Then it got to the point where it's like, you know what? If I don't want to have any regrets, I don't want to get to the end of my career and say, man, I should have tried it. Well, I felt like the timing was right. If I was going to do it, go ahead and do it. I did it. And I was there for about 2 months and decided this ain't for me. I stayed the entire year. I was going to stay for 2 years, but at the end, in our meeting, Casper asked me, what you think? I said, man, I told you I was going to give you 2. I'm going to give you another year, but then I'm going back to high school. And at the time I was a high school basketball coach, period. The advice I would give is just set your expectations. Know that it's a different type of a grind, It's almost like it's a different sport. College, what you do as a coach in college, especially coming in. If you're not coming in on the road, if you're not coming in being a coach that's on the court, it's different, and you're going to have to do a lot of things that you might feel is beneath you. You have no control of your time. None. No control of your time. I remember coming into work 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 10 o'clock being told, hey man, go pack. I need you in Louisiana for this game that starts at 7. So I have to go home, pack, and then get on the road and drive to go watch a kid. And most of the time, you put eyes on a kid that in 10 minutes after you get there, you realize, man, this kid can't play for us. So you made that long trip, and then you got to drive all the way back. And that was supposed to be my night with the kids, with my own kids. So I got to call my wife and say, hey, coach has said I got to drive. And it's like, well, who's picking up the kids from school? I don't, and it's, I can tell you story after story, going to my boss and saying, coach, what's going on this weekend? I'm trying to do a birthday party for both of my sons. Well, I'll let you know Friday. Like, coach, we gotta organize this. You can't tell me Friday whether or not I can have a party on Saturday. We got to let these other kids know that we having a party on Saturday. Well, I'll let you know Friday. No, it's just that kind of stuff, just lack of control of your own time, depending on who you work for, and just know what you're getting into. It is a profession for single guys. If you don't have a family and you got a little bit of money in your pocket, because a lot of times you get into these jobs and you're not going to make any money. Not going to make any money. And that's why I'll say it, I'm old enough to say it. I've been around long enough to say it. A lot of people, well, how come these black coaches don't get opportunities? Well, a lot of it has to do with because some of these white coaches can do some of the things that us black coaches couldn't. when they graduated from college, they could go work for free. You know, they had money. Their parents could still be paying for their rent and be sending them money for food while they go work for $6,000 this year. I know that's what Beard did. I know that's what Lutz did. They went and worked for nothing for a couple years and had to grind. Well, when I graduated from college, I'm all the way cut off. You know, I got to go get a job. I got to go pay my rent. I got to start providing for my family because I had already had a daughter and I was married. So you know, you got to understand situations and some of the things that you have to sacrifice and some of the things you have to do. Now, if you can walk in the door and be a Power 5 assistant coach, which I'm not gonna say it's impossible, it's almost impossible, then shoot, that's a different lifestyle. But going to be an assistant at Incarnate Word, where you might make $30,000, that's hard for a for a high school coach that's making $60,000 to go take $30,000. I mean, even if you put it on paper, but when you got to start living like that, if you've been living off $60,000 to try to live off of 30, it's different. It's different.
Indeed. Of course, Derek Daniels had a question for you. Speaking of your college experience as a coach, say how much of the defensive philosophy do you use from your days at SFA when you were an assistant?
A lot. Now, of course, I picked up things over the years. You know, as a coach, if you're going to be a good coach, you got to be a good thief. You got to take some things that you see, things that work against you, and try to steal it and incorporate it. But what I learned from Danny Casper, who was an unbelievable coach. I don't care what anybody says. People gonna say this, they're gonna say that. But if you say that man wasn't a good coach, you lying. That man could really, 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 really coach and prepare. And his defensive practices and the way he taught defense was elite. It's elite. It was elite. So I definitely stole a whole lot from Danny Casper. And then I tried to make it mine. Whatever we do, I make it work for the way I coach and for my personnel, for my players. And we make our adjustments according to who we have and what's going to work for us.
Now Melvin Dews asked, what advice would you give an assistant to be a good assistant coach?
Support your head coach. Show your value. Show your value.
That's Ani.
Let me call you back. That's Micah. Let me call you back.
Hey, game day, baby.
Hey, game day. Nah, he don't play till Friday. I mean, and learn as much as like don't think you know everything, you know, and do what your coach asks you to do, coach the things that he wants you to coach, and then try to bring some stuff to your head coach. You know, a lot of assistants, they want to come in here and show you what they can do. It's like, no, like do what your head coach wants and then try when the timing is right. Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, I was thinking, what do you think about this? And then, you know, a lot of times assistant coaches coach the sub-varsity teams. Get with your head coach and ask if you can start doing some of the things that you want to try to be good at, and be a good scout coach. Put good scout, like go study the opponent and put the scout teams together and be able to run their stuff so good and coach it so well that that's what I used to try to do when I was at Alamo Heights as the assistant. I used to try to come and beat the varsity. With what our opponent was going to do, and then try to go teach it to, you know, sometimes, shoot, you know what, I like that, let's throw that in, you know, shoot, I like that, man. I mean, we might want to start looking at a 3-2 zone or whatever it is, but Just grind. Just grind. Don't be afraid to work.
Now, lastly, as we get ready to end the conversation and land the plane, um, fatherhood. You have one son, you have two sons in college playing basketball. You have another son in under the household is about to go and play college basketball. And what the journey? Because a lot of times you're from one side of the fence, you're coming from coaching, and you have to go through the recruiting process with one, and you go through it with another, and you get to see and you get to sit there and ask the question, what advice do you have for the parents out there? Because now we're entering into the grassroots, the non-scholastic season. And a lot of people who are watching right now have recruitable student athletes under their household or back at home or as a relative, you know. And this stuff is not an easy journey. And most people are blessed if they do it, they engage in it one time. You're going through it 3 times in a 5-year span of sitting there and have to basically uh, evaluate the recruiters who come and sit under your roof to recruit players, a player. What are some of the questions to ask? What are a couple of the biggest mistakes that you made, even because you were a college coach and you had been on that guy that came and sit on the couch?
Yeah.
So is it something that you left on the table that you learned? You said,
Okay, first, let's start by saying you're only as good as your options. Okay. I mean, if you got one school that's recruiting you, you better go there. Okay. If you have several schools recruiting you and you have options, some different things that you need to consider. How much does the head coach love you? Okay. Mistake I made. Okay. Mistake we made was falling in love with an assistant. Okay. We fell in love with an assistant, got to the place, and the assistant, what are assistants trying to do? Assistants are trying to get up out of there as quickly as they can. Because I mean, it's you're always looking for a better opportunity. So we get there and the assistant takes another job, and the head coach wasn't sold, wasn't in love with my child. He didn't do him wrong. He didn't never lie to him. I mean, it was never that. But you got to know that you are the head coach's guy. If you can. Okay, if you have options, go to where you are loved and valued and needed. Um, um, the location and all that other good stuff. That is, I mean, if you're good enough where you can choose on different things like that, cool. But everybody wants to play. That's the number one stat. You know, that I tell parents, I tell players, the number one stat is minutes.
Minutes per game. MPG,
minutes
baby.
per game. You know, not points, not rebounds, not shot attempts, not minutes. You can't do none of that sitting on that bench. So go where and then listen to your child. You know, listen to your child. You know, have your child write down the things that are important to him. And if and then understand what recruiting is. I have this conversation with parents all the time. You know, they want us, oh, so that coach is lying? No, he's recruiting. He's not lying. And most of the time, the stuff that they're telling you, they really believe that that's a possibility. You know, when they start telling you, I see your child, I see your son, he's going to play. We see him playing 25 minutes a game. Then the kid gets there and he's playing 4 minutes a game. Well, you told me he was going to play 25 minutes a game. Well, from what I saw, it looked like he had a chance to come in here. But when he got here, I didn't know he wasn't as good at doing this and doing this and doing this. And I didn't know he wasn't going to compete and he was going to get his butt kicked by this other kid that we brought in that we expected to probably play 10 minutes a game. Now he's playing 19 minutes a game because there's only so many minutes. I thought your son was better, That's just when it comes down to it, But when you're recruiting, and recruiters, they got to go find the next. And and as they're out there looking for the next, they got to bring somebody back. They got to bring somebody back to their boss. And they got to sell them. And while they selling them, they making themselves believe some of the stuff. Man, this kid is this, he's that, he's this, he's that. And then when he gets there, they starting all over again. They got to go find the next one. While you trying to figure out how to go from 4 minutes to 25 minutes, they out there trying to bring in the next one. So it's a tough one. Do your best as far as, it's not an exact science. Shoot, we're talking about both of my sons that are in college. They're both on their second school. DJ went to Mercer out of high school and that staff got fired. So he transferred to Austin P. And that was another story. That's another story. Now he's on his third coach. Micah started off at Texas Tech. Beard decided to go to Texas. And Micah saw the opportunity to look at a different situation. So it's not an exact science. It is, do your best. Do your best when you're trying to make a decision. But listen to your child and really I try to make a checklist, write down all the things that are important, and then look at the school and see how many of those things check off.
Hey man, well said. Great combo, of course. David Peavy, Robert Hallis back with us, of course. You guys in the boom boom.
I was listening the whole time now. Coach, yeah. I listened to the whole thing. I just had to go downstairs. They was wondering, what you doing? I said, I'm listening to Coach Peavy right now. Y'all shut up. Keep
and of course, now the next up, of course, Coach Peavy, you are 4 consecutive state titles, Duncanville High School, in a 5-year span.
4.
Well, in a 4-year span, I'm sorry. 4 straight.
So really, we finished 3 of them, but we haven't lost in 4 years in the playoffs.
So in 20 years from now, where does that go on the Mount Rushmore of high school coaches? Who's on your Mount Rushmore right now?
Robert Hughes, Charlie Boggess, man, it's hard. It's real hard not to put my mind's going blank. My man Ed Yates.
Greg Wise.
Greg Wise, man, Greg. It's hard not to put Greg. The things that Greg has done consistently. There's so many good ones, man.
Why those two? Why did those first 2 roll right off of your tongue?
One was my high school coach, and I saw the things he did with what he had at Alamo Heights, and the consistency of winning that he did. Never won a state championship, but in all honesty, probably never had the talent to win a state championship. We lost in the state championship my senior year. He had taken some teams to state. But what he taught and how he motivated and how he could get the most out of what he had, I felt like he was the best at that. Robert Hughes is Robert Hughes. He's just he's the GOAT.
What school is that? Because a lot of us you got to understand, everybody ain't on this feed from Texas. We got people from all over the country. Where's Robert Hughes?
Fort Worth Dunbar.
Okay.
Fort Worth Dunbar.
Okay.
And he is holds the record for the most wins for any head coach in the state of Texas, and got to be up there in the country. Got to be top 10 in the country. But man, he just did it. He just did it.
What about Ronnie Courtney? He's in the Texas.
Ron,
the Hall of Fame.
That's another one. That's another one. That's another one who, in my opinion, doesn't get the credit for being a great coach as he should. And just I'm gonna throw myself out there. I was one of them. I was a young coach when Courtney was doing what he was doing at Willow Ridge. I was one of them coaches in the stands saying, well, hey, shoot, he's supposed to. Look at all that talent. Oh, man, he can, and without even knowing, he can't coach. He just got them dudes. And then I worked with him one summer at a UT basketball camp and watched him teach kids. And I said, oh, wow. This man is a coach. This man can really, really coach. And ever since then, I shut my mouth up. And any chance I get to talk to Courtney, I mean, he's another one I consider as a mentor. He's another one.
Right.
And so I hear it, about look at what he got.
They talk about you the same. Yeah.
They talk about the same, which is cool.
Yeah.
Which means, you know what? I remember doing the same thing to Courtney.
Absolutely.
So cool. And I know what he did and what he's doing. But all I say is, you know what? Come to a practice. My practices are open. Come to practice. Come to practice and see what it is we do. The teaching that we do. How we get the most out of our kids. The expectations and watch how these kids meet expectations. It ain't. Our kids will tell you they wish we threw a ball out there. They wish we just hooped.
Could go up and down.
Yeah, they wish, but it is what it is.
Coach, you're making me think about something, Coach. Just last night, yesterday, we had a chance to. We went to the arena first. Trying to shoot in the arena. Texas Southern went to the Dayton's arena. Dayton, Ohio's arena for the Dayton Flyers, unfreaking believable.
It's really nice.
You can put U of H, the Tillman Fertitta, inside of that place.
Yeah.
I mean, I said, what in this time? And guess what? And they don't have one skyscraper in the city, but they said that place be packed. But Jimmy, we went to the shoot around, but then after the shoot around, we went to practice. So I got a chance to see these guys prepare for a championship. Man, Johnny Jones, you talking about coaching? Coach, I got a chance to see the detail that he was preparing the other team. I'm just mystified by the coaching level of you coaches, man. I've heard about your practices. They said you got to go to one of your practices. I've been to, I don't go to too many practices, but this situation right here, I'm glad you brought that up about Coach Courtney, because we'll go and say people got talent, but let me tell you something. Talent is hard to coach also, Coach. You got to manage talent, Coach. Some people forget about that now. You got to manage them dudes.
You got to manage the talent and what comes with them.
Yes, sir.
A lot of times.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then with social media and with the access that everybody has to these kids, then you got to reprogram, because they get lied to so much. People are afraid to tell these kids the truth, and they get lied to. And what kid? Okay, so Jamias Ramsey. He walks in my door, and after a few practices, I say, hey, bro, you don't defend. You don't defend. And he's like, Coach, what are you talking about? They tell me I'm the best two-way player in the country. They lying. They're lying to you, young man. Like, I'm telling you right now, I care about you. You are talented. I want you to be successful, but it ain't going to happen if you don't do this, this, and this, and this. And it took a while. It took a while, but it's hard to really coach them when they leave you. They got somebody lying to them and oh man, Coach Hayden, Coach is trying to do this. Coach is, man, he just trying to get his shine to his son. Coach, it's just it's constant. It's constant. But
Coach, I'm glad you gave that example. Give us some more, because me and Jimmy be saying they lying to. Give us some more. I like that example right there. That's the parents. I hope y'all heard that one. Jimmy, that's the one y'all need to get on YouTube and splice it. How you said, Jimmy, you splice that over, and so you can play it over and go. That's a great example. Coach, you got another one?
I'll stay on Jemias.
Okay.
Because me and Jemias talk about this. We talk. I mean, Jemias is one. He's an unbelievable person. Yeah. Great dude. We're that first year was rough. We started the season off 7-7. My first year at Duncanville. Then we won 25 in a row to win the state championship. Wow. So through all the rough patch, it's like, Jemias, bro, we about to lose another game, man. That kid can't guard you. Take his ass to the paint and score. Get by him and go score. This what he told me. What? Oh, Coach. Oh, man, Texas Tech saying I need to work on my three-pointers. Huh? Hold up, bro. Like, let Beard let you shoot these shots you want to shoot when he gets you. But it ain't my job. It's not my job to get you ready for Texas Tech. It's my job to get you to be a better basketball player, to understand. I want you to accomplish your goals, but this is not what this is. I don't get you ready for that. Right. I'm getting you to. So then I got to get Beard on the phone, and Beard's like, hold on, bro. That's not what we doing. First of all, I'm going to tell you the same thing. That guy can't guard you. We need the bucket. Yeah. But it's just the things that they hear, So now, did Beard tell him, man, what do we need to do? Man, we got to work on this. We got to work on this. Yeah. But you don't do this. We're not using Peavy in his games to work on the things you need to work on. Man, get your ass in the gym and get on the gun and work on making some shots. But yeah, man, but it's that kind of stuff. Or, man, there's so many people in the business. One, I just say it's a dirty business. It is a dirty business. Dirty. Not everybody in the business is dirty, but it is the business itself is dirty. But there are too many people around these kids and these parents, and they tell them what they want to hear, and sometimes even more. We'll throw them some incentives. We'll put on, pay some bills and do this and that. And why wouldn't they listen to them when, coach is telling you you're not doing it right, but this guy's telling me, man, I'm the greatest ever. Who you gonna listen to? The kid want to feel good. A parent wants to hear that Johnny is cold. Man, yeah, Johnny, he's a for sure pro. Well, damn, that dude that just called your son a for sure pro, he's already told 60 kids he's a for sure pro. So something ain't shaking out right, because that ain't happening. There's 24 McDonald's All-Americans. All 24 of them are not going to be pros.
Coach, a high percentage of them are not going to be pros.
A high percentage of them will be pros.
But not NBA pros.
No. I mean, if half of them become pros.
That's not high. Half is half.
When we talking about when you put it all into perspective.
Okay.
I mean,
all we got to do is go back to last year and find out how many of them pros.
Or 2 years ago. I mean, but regardless.
Yeah, regardless.
You talk about the top 24.
You got a chance. Like Jimmy said, you got an opportunity to be a pro.
You got an opportunity.
Yeah.
You got an opportunity. But there's a lot of people out here getting lied to. Gotcha. And then we got to coach them. We got to coach them.
Absolutely.
Through the truth. So Jimmy, let me see that medal again, man.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
remember when he got that medal. I just can't remember. I remember when he
yeah.
got it, but I don't know where he got it. But boy, that boy, something else.
It's shiny,
Ooh,
ain't it?
ah, third ward high. Ooh, ah,
Mm.
say,
Say no more. Say no more.
say. It's a good pick.
Hey,
Hey, man.
hold on. Back to my Mount Rushmore. I can't leave Phil McNeely out.
Who are that?
Can't leave Phil McNeely out.
Coach, how many people you gonna put on your Mount Rushmore?
Can't have a
It's
No,
vote.
I'm just hold on. That's only 4 I put so far.
Okay,
You,
because
you know,
I added one.
you know
Or did
one
I have
thing.
5? That might be
You had about
5.
5. You had 5.
Coach,
You know
Yeah.
one thing.
hey, Coach,
Okay.
you
How
the
about
champ. You
those
can
are the
have
5
5, Coach.
that I would consider right now. And there's several more. I would probably have to take about 15 of them for consideration, and then have to weed it out.
You know one of the things that all of of those coaches that you named, besides Coach uh, from Dunbar, those other 3 black coaches, including yourself, y'all all at one point in time were engaged in the grassroots basketball sector as volunteer coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So that means from Ronnie Courtney to yourself. Who was the other one that he named? Other brother? Greg Wise. Greg Wise, coach with the Houston Hoops. You know, Ronnie Courtney, coach with TJ Ford basketball. You coached with Texas Hard Work. And so, what's your thoughts on this grassroots basketball and versus the scholastic basketball sector? And you knowing from being a part of the fraternity and having been submerged in both.
Yeah. It's what I tell high school coaches. It's what I tell the summer coaches. Quit trying to make them the same. They're 2 different things. You know, you get the high school coaches that talk bad about the summer coaches. Well, they don't do this and they don't do this and they don't do this. That's not their job. Then you got the summer coaches that bash the high school coaches and they don't do this and they don't do this and they don't. That's not their job. My thing is the high school coaches, man, let them be really, really good at what their job is. You be really, really good at what your job is. And then, hey, as long as we come together and do what's best for the kids, then we're all going to win. We're all going to win. But if we sitting over here, I'm talking bad about you because, oh, man, you let them pick up bad habits. Hold on. As a high school coach, you want me to look at this summer coach that has these kids in practice for 2 hours a week and think that they're supposed to have the same basketball discipline as they do with me, and I've got them for 15 hours a week? Like, that ain't even fair. I get my kids every single day. I coach them every single day, and they go to the AU, and they might have 1 or 2 practices in a week. And they gotta go teach what they gotta teach. So we can't compare the same. Okay. And then then they get mad at AU coaches get mad at they don't do this and they don't do that. And I'm like, hold on, man. Did you do any grade checks today? Did you have to walk the hall and go talk to that teacher because this dude is acting a fool in her class? He just pinched this girl on the butt, and you got to talk her in not to. Have you done that? Have you? I mean, it's just it's bonkers. Like, you do the best you can do. You do the best you can do, and then let's all come together and let's do what's best for these kids, and then we all win. We all win. I got a lot, man. I got great relationships with summer coaches. Great relationships with not all of them, but with most of them. And I respect what they do. What they do.
Right.
That's it, man. But Coach, man, we definitely appreciate it, man. We right on the dot. Pretty much, we're creeping up on a 2-hour convo.
Man, Ani is gonna be nothing.
Hey, Coach, I tried to release you. You know it was. Tell Ani it wasn't me.
No, hey, look at him. Look at
What's crazy, Hatter? Check it out, Hatter. If I wouldn't have said I gotta go to Ani, he would have. We would have been done probably about 30 minutes ago. But now he knew that I had to go do a thing with Ani. He's like, man, Ani not getting P today.
No,
that's not true. Like that, Coach. Coach, that man was gonna talk to you. That man called me last night bragging about, man, I got Peavy on it. That man was gonna get squeezed every ounce of this juice he can get out of you today. I already know it.
Well, you know what I got to do now? I got to go and get on this schedule for the spring icebreaker with everybody itching to see how the action going to transpire, of course, this weekend. And boy, we got some tasty stuff in the pot. The schedule should be out in the morning for Saturday since I got such a late start. Came on the Chop Shop today. And we have Friday's schedule already posted. You guys can download the RCS Sports app. So if your team is not on Friday, then that means they're playing on Saturday. Now, I got to go because I realized there's a couple of teams.
You know I got to go because I got a team waiting on me downstairs. But keep going.
Yeah. And I got to go.
Hey, y'all, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna jump on this thing with Ani right now.
Okay.
Tell Ani we
I appreciate y'all having me though.
I got you, Coach. Let me try to get you off of there.
That's Coach David Peavy.
I cut Jimmy off by mistake. Wow. Hey, y'all, we out tonight. TSU. Jimmy come back in. He'll come back in. But tonight, TSU at I think it's 5:40 your time tonight. 6:40 our time. 5. We'll see y'all tonight. Download the KTSU app and watch myself and Chatterbox on the feed tonight. I got to get downstairs. They're waiting on me. Holler at y'all later. I'll see. Oh, Jimmy want to finish. Jimmy. That was my fault. Jimmy, go on, finish up.
Yeah, we got to get up out of here. But there's a couple of teams. Understand?
Yeah.
Spring Icebreaker, that schedule for Friday. Once again, I was alerting you guys is going to be updated again because I just realized there's 2 teams on the schedule, and that's what I'm doing. And I give you guys tips on tomorrow on just how to maximize your rights as a consumer when you guys on the team ranks. And also you guys share with you and you'll learn some tips on how you can maximize your experience in these gyms this weekend when you go in overcrowdedness, security, and things you can do to make yourself safer before you even go and sit down. But those tips and a lot more coming on tomorrow. But meanwhile, great conversation with Coach David Peavy, Duncanville High School, 4-time state champion. Well, that 1 year, all 4 teams had the right to the permission to declare themselves as the state champion. Texas Southern University, guess what? Can we say about them? They're the SWAC champs. They hit Alcorn in the lip last week, and they're going to the big dance, to the play-in game where they're in the big dance. They get a check no matter what. And this is a very winnable game tonight against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. The thing that I love about Texas Southern and their most recent win over Alcorn, 4 players from Greater Houston scored double digits in the win. John Walker had double digits. You had PJ from Shadow Creek had double digits. You had AJ Lawson had double digits. And of course, you had Carl Nicholas had double digits as well for TSU. Now, Gala, this is a winnable game. I can see. Don't let Chatterbox fall out of his chair today. You know he got to have a special chair when he sit down. Keep him crunk over there.
We're gonna have fun tonight, Coach. We're gonna have fun tonight, Coach. I like what you said. We get the check tonight. If we win that game, guess what? It's another check for the next round. So guess what? I'm so proud of these kids, man. I can't wait to get on the show tomorrow. But I'll see y'all, Jimmy. Guess what? We flying private. So guess what? We fly out after the game. So guess what? If we win tonight, we flying straight to Dallas. And when we win tonight, we flying straight to Dallas, and we out of here, Jimmy. So I got to get packed and I got to get out of here and go get something to eat. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. But Jimmy, Jimmy, they was talking about do the high school coaches still get in at the icebreaker?
Do they still get in at the
icebreaker?
Icebreaker?
But when they showed it
No,
free?
that's at our scholastic events.
Oh, the scholastic event. Okay.
Scholastic events.
Okay.
This is a non-scholastic
Okay.
event.
I got you. I got you. Dad's got to pay to get in this, in other words. Okay. All right.
It's a scholastic event. Well, the real estate, understand the real estate is higher.
It's different,
because
right.
there's less seats.
Right.
You see, you in the MI3, the Louetta, Katy Open Sport Complex, the gym in the Tascasita, the Harvest Time, the new place, ULH Event Center. Those are basketball complexes. They don't have the bleachers as with a bunch of seats. So you're paying for the real estate. The real estate is higher. So, but anyway, guys, we got to get up out of here, man. From Robert Hatter, this is Jim Hicks. Of course, shout out, thanks so much for Coach Peavy and his staff for putting all that together. And we'll have more guests. And of course, yes, we're going to talk with the Beaumont United. We're going to talk with David Green and one of his staffs. David Green isn't as savvy in social media as Coach Peavy was. He wasn't the last time we got him on the chop shop. He wasn't, put it like that. So we'll get him and reach out to him and get him hooked up for a good convo as well for you guys. But you guys be safe today. Go, and as in the words of Chatterbox, go
Tigers.
There you go. Peace. We up out of here. Chop, chop.